Hey guys, how's it going? Joshua Crisp here. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about 5 things that you need to know before you start selling on Amazon FBA. Number 1, you have to understand that Amazon and selling on Amazon is a real business, okay? The way that I teach is how you build a brand, you start a brand, you grow a brand, you build that brand on Amazon. This is a real business. This is not a get rich quick scheme or any type of hack that's going to accelerate and grow money overnight with minimal or no effort. And the reason why I think a lot of people were so attracted to cryptocurrency is because this idea, that we would just park money in an altcoin or cryptocurrency and that we would 2x, 5x, 10x our return overnight with minimum or virtually no effort. That is not the case with Amazon. This is a real business. There's going to be effort that you have to put in. There's going to be cases where you don't pay yourself right away. Even if the product or the business is profitable, where you're not going to pay yourself right away. You're going to reinvest into the business, okay? When you're starting out, when you're looking for a product, when you're growing this business, you're going to be putting a lot of time into it, all right? Even though Amazon is front-end loaded, and what I mean by front-end loaded is, yes, it can somewhat be passive, all right? It can run autonomously, but this is down the road. When you're in the trenches, when you're in the beginning, finding your product, building your brand, growing your brand, all right, there's a lot of work that's done up front. Finding your manufacturer, creating your listing, getting your pictures, etc. Once those steps are complete, it is much more easy, much more passive to run, where all you're doing is you're running and making sure you don't run out of your inventory. So you're doing inventory management. You may be managing your PPC or your advertising campaigns. And that's pretty much it, to the consent of looking for new products, looking for new opportunities to expand. All right, but this is a real business. And too many people go into it as if it's a hack to make money, or if it's a get-rich-quick scheme. And that's why they failed, all right? We're in this for the long term. We're here to build a real business. And when you go into it with that mentality and that understanding, it's going to be a lot easier to find that product and to grow that brand. But too many people think that they're going to get into Amazon, they're going to find this magical product with 3 days worth of product research, and they're going to be off to the races. And they're going to quit their job, live this fantastic life. This is not the way it works, all right? But understanding that it's a business and cultivating that mentality when you start going into it, you're going to appreciate it more and you're going to be able to get to that level, all right? That leads into number 2, capital. All right, unlike Shopify, drop shipping, maybe affiliate marketing, these other different strategies and business models that are out there, you do need some capital up front to start. All right. Now, there are different ways and strategies to go ahead and come up with different capital to start. Number 1 is going to be the more traditional. It's going to be your traditional savings. So maybe you have a job, maybe you're liquidating household items, stuff that you don't use to come up with a startup cost. All right. That way you can get into the Amazon space. Getting your software like Jungle Scout, having money up front for your pictures, for your product, etc. All right. Now, you may be asking yourself, well, Josh, how much do I need to get started? I'm starting from the ground like you did, from zero, and I really don't know how much do I need. I typically recommend no less than $1,500. Now, obviously, the more money that you have, the more comfortable that you are going to be. I can't tell you an exact number because there's thousands and hundreds and thousands of different products that you can find out there. And the more access that you have to more capital, the more comfortable that you're going to be. Number 1, with product selection. Number 2, with launching, ranking, and building your brand as a whole. All right, so an option number 2 is going to be a credit card. All right, you may have access to a line of credit or a credit card. You can use that. There's also other creative financing or creative websites where you can get business loans like Cabbage. Cabbage is a very good one. Some of my students use Cabbage and have had great success doing so. You can also use PayPal. So some of you guys might be eBay sellers, or some of you guys might be selling on Shopify right now, or you're using PayPal as an integrated cart to take payments. And a lot of people don't know that actually, if you have a track record, several month to a year track record with PayPal, you can actually get a loan through PayPal and it will not check your credit at all. They'll give you a loan or a line of credit based on the amount of sales that you have. So if you're an eBay seller, or you're selling on Shopify, or you have a brick and mortar store, etc., where you're taking PayPal as that processing, you can contact them and get a line of credit without tapping into your credit. It's just a fixed percentage, typically between 6 and 10%. And last but not least, in reference to the capital, there's the friends or family, or the angel investor. So typically what I recommend is if you don't have a credit card, you don't have money saved up, you can't go cabbage because maybe you have zero credit or you have bad credit, reach out and extend to family and friends. What I like to do to interest them and to add value to them, all right, maybe kind of entice them, is tell them, look, this is the product that I found. This is the formula that I'm following. It's a proven formula. I found this product. It's generating this much income. The way Amazon works is from the day that your product is live and you get your first sale, bi-weekly you're going to get installments or payments. So you can tell the investor or the person like this, look, I need this much money to source my product, get my pictures, start doing my giveaway campaigns, my PPC. This is how much I believe it's going to generate, and I get paid every 2 weeks. So if you can loan me, let's just say hypothetically speaking, $1,000, I'm going to give you 10% return in 4 weeks. Now, anybody that has access to a little bit of extra capital that is not going to be a risk for them is going to understand that 10% return on investment is fantastic. You can't get that in a bank. You can't get that in a CD. And in order to make that type of return in real estate, you're going to need a large investment, or in the stock market, there's going to be volatility. There's going to be a chance that you lose your investment. So if this person is trustworthy and they trust you, and you tell them that, okay, give me 4 weeks, I should be able to find launch my product, all right, rank it and start to get some sales, I'm going to pay you back and I'll give you 10%. So if they gave you $1,000, you gave them 10% back, that's $100. That's a nice return for them. So that's the family and friends approach. Now, this doesn't work for everybody, but I'm trying to give you guys some more creative ways to get capital. All right, that moves in. Let's move into number 3. Understanding the process before you start. Now, this is super important. A lot of people, they might even go to the extent to grab a course, okay? Or maybe you guys are looking on YouTube and you're studying different channels, or maybe you get a course and you feel that you're ready to start. And you guys are going to start to become more anxious because you guys want to build that business. You want to start making some money, right? But it can actually hurt you if the carriage gets in front of the horse, figuratively speaking. You have to understand that there's multiple variables. And even though you understand product research and you understand how Amazon works and how shipping works, there are other variables like patents, all right? Other variables like seasonal, all right, trending products. And if you don't know how to validate and verify these products and look at these other aspects of the business to CYA yourself, so to speak, cover your ass, so to speak, you can end up losing, all right? So it's very important that you understand the process before you start. Understand how the payments work. Understand how the shipping process works. Understand how PPC works. Understand how dealing with international suppliers work. Understand how to check Google patents to see if a product has any type of intellectual property. Understand how to use Google Trends to see if a product is trending, okay? To see if a product is maybe seasonal. You can also do this to see if it's seasonal. All these different variables, once you do them in a row, are going to validate and verify this product. Along with that, not only validating and verifying the product, but if you don't thoroughly understand the process, there can be hidden expenses like customs, using freight forwarders, giveaways, Amazon fees. So you thoroughly want to understand the entire process. Now, I have a bunch of videos. I'm going to link somewhere up here or down here, somewhere on the screen. You'll see a pop-up here where I will take you to a playlist where there's going to be a bunch of videos that are going to be generalized around Amazon, helping you to learn this process and helping you to familiarize yourself with starting to sell on Amazon. Not only product research, but taxes, finding a supplier, fees, etc. Let's move on to number 4, and I call this the 3 pillars to success. And this is very, very important that to me that I put this in here because I don't see anybody else talking about this. And for me personally, this was a huge attribute to my success. So the 3 pillars of success stand for patience, okay, persistent, and resilient. So patient, persistent, and resilient. Number 1, patient. When you're starting out, it is very easy to become impatient when you're doing your product research and wanting to rush or settle for another product because you're ready to start. Maybe you have a set metrics that you're looking for, a product that sells 10 units a day, $10 profit, and maybe you've been doing product research for a week, 2 weeks, and you haven't found that product. It's very easy to become impatient and just settle on one. Well, this one looks good and it's making money, let me just do it. All right? Or maybe you're contacting suppliers, all right? And maybe you become impatient and you want to hurry up and just go with the first or the second supplier you make so you can get your product and you can get the product to Amazon and start making money. Trust me, being patient in product research and definitely when choosing a supplier will pay off in the long run, okay? It will pay off because you will find a better product. All right, it'll pay off because you'll find a better manufacturer. When you find a better manufacturer, it's not always about cost, it is about reliability. Next, persistent. Now you may be saying, well, Josh, that sounds counterintuitive. How can I be persistent but patient? You're right. This is the hardest task to do. But if you can level these out, you will have a competitive advantage. So what do I mean by being persistent? You want to continue to keep that initiative, to keep that drive while remaining patient. So if you're doing product research once a day, let's just say 1 hour after work every single day, don't lose your drive because you haven't found a product in the first 3 days. Don't lose your drive because you've been doing product research for a week and you haven't found it. Don't lose your drive because you've contacted 5 manufacturers and none have gotten back to you. You have to stay persistent and stay consistent while remaining patient. This is the balance and this is the key. And last but not least in section 4 is going to be resilience. You must remain resilient. What does resilience mean? And how does this apply to Amazon? You might be asking yourself this. Well, this is one of the biggest attributes that I can contribute to my success. When I started out, if you guys know me and you know my story, you know my first 3 products failed. For those of you who are first time watching this video and don't know who I am, my first 3 products failed. I was making $7.25 an hour, I didn't have much money, and I was putting every dime that I had into my product, and each one failed. Well, guess what? I had nothing to lose. The worst that could happen is I would go back to my minimum wage job and being unhappy. But I didn't understand that I was being resilient. I didn't understand that every time my product failed, I was getting right back up, going to the drawing board, and trying again. And this is a huge factor that will contribute to your success. In any business, not only Amazon FBA, not only e-commerce, not only being an entrepreneur, in any business, you are going to have trials, you're going to have tribulations, you're going to have obstacles, you're going to have barriers. There's going to be you're going to make mistakes, all right? You're going to have failures. This is normal in business and in life. The way you deal with it is being resilient, okay? Maybe you launch a product and it doesn't take off the way you think that it was going to or the way you predicted it. All right, liquidate it. Let's recoup the money, brush your shoulder off, brush yourself up, get back to the drawing board, and continue to move forward. Maybe your campaign's not going so well when you start off. See, what happens is, if you're not resilient, you can fail. This is why so many people fail when they're starting off in business, because they see a little bit of resistance or they see a failure, and they just give up. And the reason why, number 1, we were talking about treat this as a real business, a high percentage of you guys that are getting into Amazon FBA already have a full-time job. So it's a lot harder for you to be resilient, patient, and persistent because you already have a job. If you see a failure, if you launch your product and it fails, you may say, you know what? I'm going back to my job. This isn't for me. I don't want to lose any money, all right? Or it may be hard for you to be patient because you already have a job. Okay, I watched the videos. I've been looking at YouTube. I got the course. I'm just not finding the product. This isn't for me. So if you can be patient, persistent, and resilient within this process, especially starting out. And for those of you guys that are on Amazon and selling on Amazon right now, keep watching this video because you are going to learn something as well. You can add patience, persistence, and resilience to your formula, to your tool belt, to your strategy, even if you're making 6 figures, 7 figures a year. And this will help you out tremendously. All right. Now I'm going to close with number 5. Follow a formula. Now this kind of ties in with number 3, but follow a formula. Okay, find a mentor, find somebody who's in the space who's achieving the results that you want to. Maybe they're selling 6, maybe they're selling 7 figures on Amazon like myself. All right, find a course, find a curriculum, find a proven formula that you can follow and you can plug in. And what this is going to do is this is going to shortcut your success, and this is going to show you a roadmap of where all the barriers are, all of the potholes are. That way you can go around the potholes and go through the barriers. Now, I'm not saying that you join the A to Z course. If you join my A to Z course, that's awesome. If not, just join some type of curriculum, follow some type of mentor that is going to help you. Now, this is key. This is very important. There's a lot of courses out there. There's a lot of gurus out here. Make sure that you can validate what they are doing. Make sure that they're trustworthy. Make sure that they are an expert in this space and that they're actually generating 6 or 7 figures in this space and not just through their course or through other endeavors. Also, you want to make sure that you're going to actually get their mentorship, that they're going to physically help you, that they're going to answer your emails, any questions that you have. This is super important because no matter how well you think you understand Amazon and the process, the formula, there is always going to be that one barrier that comes up, that one question that comes up, that one issue that comes up. Even in my business, my listings come down. Amazon changes my picture. There's always going to be something. And if you can't go to somebody who's been there or talk to somebody who knows exactly what to do, these mistakes and these barriers can be very, very costly. All right? So follow a formula. All right, follow a mentor, work closely with the mentor with a course, and this will jumpstart your business and accelerate your success. My first 3 products, I wouldn't have failed, and I wouldn't have spent hundreds of hours and thousands of dollars if I had a mentor to work with closely. So those are the 5 things that you guys need to know before starting to sell on Amazon FBA. I hope that this video was useful for you guys. If it's your first time on the channel, smash the subscribe button. Go ahead and throw a like on the video if you found it useful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.